Oh, hello there. So we met at the funeral. Ah, you're a friend of ours?
No.
How are you, Vicar? Kevin's the name. I'm doing fine, thanks. So you're heading down the hill?
I say that, yeah.
So how long have you known Arthur?
I'm not sure, 4 years, maybe.
What do you think of him?
Arthur is either the second son of God or he's as mad as a chook. And he might be a bit of both, but he's a very good man.
He wanted me to tell my congregation about his secret identity.
You and all the other ministers in this part of town. I don't think he's persuaded any of them yet.
But lately, well, since the funeral,
Yes. Arthur is the mystery man. You better be careful, Vicar. He'll have you seeing things before you know what's happened.
Right. Anyone else we can talk to?
Well, Arthur here always likes a chat.
I'm Arthur.
Tell me what you're doing here, Arthur.
I'm talking to you.
True, but in the wider sense.
Oh, saving my world.
And what do you think does the world need saving from?
You could probably work that out for yourself, eh?
You've been diagnosed with a psychiatric illness, is that right?
The doctor said I was mad because I could hear the voice of God.
And can you?
There's no drug can keep God quiet.
So you can still hear voices?
I can hear yours.
But in your head?
Where else do you hear voices?
How has Ponsonby changed, do you think?
More flash houses with less people in them. People seem to drink a lot of coffee, eh? But they don't seem so happy.
So you don't feel as welcome as you once might have felt?
This is my world. I feel welcome everywhere people can see me.
Well, there you have it. Some of the true characters are still lurking in Ponsonby's side streets. The question is whether they can survive the inevitable. Would any of us notice if they were to go? And cut. Thanks, Arthur. That was great.
Cup of tea, Pete, cup of tea. Here, top.
Nazi. Bitch.
You want something, Bob?
No, she's right. Can't do that.
First signs of madness, I reckon. Talking to yourself.
We actually have a few of the men from the heaven them instead of talking about them as if they were anonymous.
I'm Pete. This is Will. Sorry, Bob. What do they want?
Well, perhaps you could tell us what closing down the boarding house would mean to you and the men.
Well, that's the thing, see? To us, it's not a boarding house. To us, it's home. And we want to stay where we are. Yeah.
Who's mad here? I'll tell you what madness is. Buying things to dull the pain that you feel. Sticking poison in your face to make you look young. Thinking you're so smart you don't need God anymore. Building boxes to hide yourself away in. Believing in your wallet instead of your heart. It's all got to come to an end. You hear me? Can you hear anything at all? It can't keep keep going like this. This is what I've been told. What I'm telling you now. Kutai mai te wā. The end is coming. The end is coming.
Do you mind if I smile when I walk down the street? Do you mind when we meet if I look you in the eye? Do you mind if I'm ever indiscreet? Do you mind the occasional white lie? Do you mind which way I shake your hand? Do you mind which way I tie my shoes? Do you mind where I find a place to stand? Do you mind if I try and still I lose? Do you mind enough? Do you mind too much? Do you mind? Do you mind enough? Do you mind? Do you mind the way we style our hair? Do you mind the songs that we sing? Do you mind the clothes we wear? Do you mind if the party's in full swing? Do you mind if we decide to stay up late? Do you mind if we're creatures of the night? Do you mind if my mind's sedate? Do you mind if we see outside black and white? Do you mind enough? Do you mind too much? Do you mind? Do you mind enough? Do you mind too much? Do you mind? Do you mind all the things that cannot be? Do you mind all the things you cannot change? Do you mind what you try not to see? Do you mind people are strange? Do you mind having dreams that fade? Do you mind this endless desire? Do you mind sometimes if a person gets afraid? Do you mind if my mind's on fire? Do you mind enough? Do you mind too much? Do you mind? Do you mind enough? Do you mind too much? Do you mind?
I know I am alive. 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 I know I am alive because if I am very quiet and very still, I can see my left breast rise and fall with my heart beat, the pulse running under my belly, the taut vein at the side of my wrist. Sometimes the world is so captivating, I forget to breathe.
But in the silence,
always a quiver beneath my skin. I know because when the wind strokes my face,
I do not erode.
I laugh into it. We evolve because though the table is there,
it is not living and cannot move.
But I can take my legs to the ocean, run them through the salted waters, and turn to face you. Because the smell of coffee early, the smell of a man late,
the fumes on the highway, the red wine on your breath.
Because of the way memory hurts, how a thought can pull a torn nerve to bleeding.
The formation of tears, because I can feel you, touch me, hearing these senses, because I can see you, seeing me. There, your mouth is trying to communicate something. your hands forgetting themselves, your mouth smiling, your mouth talking
to me,
standing in front of you, listening.